Assalamu alaikum students. Hope you are fine. Welcome to the first class of Microbiology and Immunology. This is a 4 credit hour course, which means it has a theory plus a lab. Course code is Bio 251. This course is divided into two subsections, that is Microbiology and Immunology. Let us see what are we going to study in each subsection. So in the first section, that is Microbiology, we will be studying introduction and brief history of microbiology, classification of microbes into bacteria, fungi, and viruses, their characteristics, features, structures, and their classification, how microbes grow and multiply, and their basic nutrition, how microbes interact with each other as well as with the environment, and in the end, we will be able to see how these microorganisms cause disease infection and how this infection or disease is transmitted within the population. The second section, that is immunology, will involve the study of an overview of immune system, that is the basic cells and organs of immune systems and their functioning, different types of immunity, that is innate and adaptive, humoral and cell mediated, active and passive immunity, and how this immunity helps us evade or fight off microorganisms. You also study antigens and how these antigens are neutralized by antibodies or immunoglobulins. Major histocompatibility complexes and their role in antigen presentation and processing, and eventual elimination of the antigen. And the last, we'll study what happens if the immune system is overexpressed, as in case of hypersensitivity, or is underexpressed, as in case of immune deficiency, and what would be their consequences. So this is the breakdown of marks. First sessional carries 10 marks, second sessional 15. Quiz and assignments plus presentations will carry 25% of the marks, and terminal exam would be of 50 marks. This is for the theory. For the practical parts, there would be sessionals as in case of theory and quizzes. For assignments, you have to make a lab notebook, which will carry marks. Apart from these, you can attempt a bonus assignment which carries the extra 2 marks apart from the 100 marks. So in a bonus assignment, you can write a poetry about microbiology and immunology, or you can also make a cartoon related to any microbial process or immunological pathway. So these are the recommended books of microbiology and immunology. I will upload one for each of microbiology and immunology on the file folder in the Teams. So what is microbiology? Microbiology is a study of microorganisms. So these microorganisms include bacteria, fungi, algae, protozoans, viruses, and helminthes or parasites. So the question arises, why do we want to study microbiology? So microbes have effect on our daily life, which can be both beneficial or harmful. So there are different benefits of microbes. That is their role in ecosystem, which is as of decomposers, and they are involved in the recycling of many nutrients. Microbes are used in industries like that of pharmaceutical and food industry, and they're also used in production of medicines such as antibiotics and They're also used in research, genetic engineering. They're used in food, like in case of cheese industry and yogurt production. And there are many microorganisms which actually benefits human uh, when present in their host. So apart from the benefits, microbes also have some harms which we have to study in microbiology. That is, they are involved in food spoilage and they also cause diseases. So the field of microbiology can be divided into different subdivisions depending upon the purpose of classification. For example, on the basis of organisms, microbiology can be divided into different subdivisions such as bacteriology, which means the study of bacteria, mycology, which is the study of fungi, phycology, which is the study of algae, protozoology is the study of protozoans, virology is the study of viruses, and parasitology is the study of parasites. So, if we want to classify microbiology on the basis of processes and function, they can be subdivided into microbial metabolism, in which we study how microbes break down compounds and how they make up new the compounds. So, both catabolism and anabolism is part of microbial metabolism. So, if you want to study the genetics, that's basically microbial genetics. And if you want to study what and how microbes interact in environment or ecosystem, that's called microbial ecology. On the basis of effect of microorganism on health, microbiology can be subdivided into these different subgroups or subdivisions. Etiology is the study of identification of causative agent of a disease, which can be bacteria, virus, or fungi, or even parasites. Epidemiology is a study of how a disease spreads in a population. So that spread can be specific to a specific area, like it can be epidemic or it can spread throughout the world, as in case of pandemic. Immunology is the study of how our immune system defends itself against the invading microbes. Chemotherapy is the study of treatment of disease with chemical compounds, and infection control is the study of how the spread of infection can be controlled. Now let us have a look at the brief history of microbiology. Illness and disease was thought to have a supernatural cause. Many people thought it was due to the wrath of God or evil spirits. The possibility of illness and disease being linked to unseen organisms was postulated, but not widely believed until the invention of microscope and a series of experiments in 17th century. Leeuwenhoek in 1674 was one of the first people to observe microorganisms using a microscope of his own design and made one of the most important contributions to biology. Before Leeuwenhoek's discovery of microorganisms, it has been mystery why grapes could be turned into wine, milk into cheese, or why food would spoil. Leeuwenhoek did not make the connection between these processes in microorganisms, but using a microscope, he did establish that there were life that were not visible to naked eye. So he made this simple microscope and used stagnant water to examine. He saw small organisms which were moving. He called them animal clues, which raised questions like where these organisms originated from. The second most important development in the history of microbiology was done by Edward Jenner by discovering vaccination, even before the germ theory was established. Edward Jenner was an English physician and he was the first one to prevent smallpox. He was impressed by observation that countryside milkmaid who contracted cowpox while milking were subsequently immune to smallpox. So on May 14, 1796, he proved that inoculating people with pus from cowpox lesions provided protection against smallpox. This process was known as vaccination based on Latin word vacca meaning cow. Thus, the use of cowpox virus to protect smallpox diseases in humans became popular, replacing the risky technique of immunizing with actual smallpox material.